Hey, all you change agents out there. We're on part 3 now of how we build character. In the last couple of videos, I've been talking a little bit about habits of thinking and habits of acting, right? So habits of thought and action. This is another way of saying character, okay? Character is kind of a one-word way of saying uh, habits of thinking and acting, right? If you want to know who Shawn is, you can analyze Shawn's behavior, right? And the things Shawn says that he thinks about and what he talks about, because this will give you a clue about who I am. And the reason for that is that uh, individual behavior does not occur spontaneously the way people think it does, right? We all think that people are just acting like, how come there's just so many, bad people out there? And how come everyone keeps just choosing to be bad over and over again? Or how come they just keep choosing to lay down and let someone walk on them? How come it takes 7 times for a domestic violence victim to leave their abuser? Why 7 times exactly, right? Why is that? How come it doesn't just take 1 time? How come they don't just leave? Well, the reason is because individual behavior adheres to rules. And you could say that the behavior is actually a form of the rule being acted out. And the rules are rules for interacting with social environments. The rules go with certain roles, okay? So we're talking about roles and rules. If I'm going to act heroic, I need to get into the role of the hero. I recently had the opportunity to watch a movie called Kick-Ass, if you've seen that. Not appropriate for children. It's extremely graphic and violent. But there was a really good example of what I'm trying to talk about here, because the main character is this high school student who's kind of a geek, right? And he's shy, he can't even talk to girls. But he says this brilliant question. He says, why do so many people read comic books? We all go to the movies and see heroic people on film. But no one's ever thought about putting on a mask and a costume and becoming heroic, and protecting people from harm. So he goes home and he buys himself an outfit and he puts it on, right? The green swimsuit or the green scuba outfit. And as soon as he puts that mask on, he immediately starts feeling like, wow, he says, I feel awesome. You know, I feel heroic. And immediately he wants to go out and do heroic things. And that's because doing heroic things is one of the rules of the role of hero, right? Heroes do heroic things. Little high school geeks don't do heroic things. They do geeky things, right? They do shy, awkward things. And so when he takes his mask off and goes back to high school, he acts like a geek again, right? He's shy and awkward because those behaviors are the rule for this geeky role, right? So when you see behaviors, think about them as, what character role does this behavior belong to? Because, and instead of trying to change the behavior, try to change the person's character so that by changing their character or the role that they are in their thinking and being, the program that they are running on the inside of their mind, then you might have a better chance of changing their outer behavior, right? So um, if there's a threatening situation, the person who's in that role of hero is more likely to confront the threat. The person who is in the role of minion, someone who's afraid of social conflict and is not going to go against the grain, if no one else is going to help, they're not going to help either, right? And furthermore, they probably are threatened by heroic people because heroic people excel at life because they know how to fight to protect what they have. And minions don't do that, so they often envy the hero because the minion cannot get to that flourishing state of being, because the only way to get there is to protect what you've built from all the little things that would want to threaten and take it away, all the villains and bullies out there, right? Minions can't confront the bully, and therefore they cannot hold on and sustain that good thing they've built. So People with certain kinds of character interact with other people in places with certain kind of character, and you get certain results, right? And second thing is that certain habits of thinking and acting are reinforced by the way that other people respond, right? So if I act heroic and I get applauded, I'm more likely to be heroic again. If I get punched in the face and stabbed, like that kid in that movie Kick-Ass, he's going to think twice about it, right? And I bet the movie would have been over right then if it hadn't been for like all this metal that he gets implanted in his body, which just allows him to keep going. But last thing is, we're always teaching people how to treat us by the way we approach and respond to their social behaviors, right? So exactly how do we shape or build the character of others? Stay tuned for the next and final video segment of this, okay?